Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. This is being brought to you by datatechnologyllc.com. My name is Kashif Mughal. So today our topic is it Google Webmaster Tools or is it Google Search Console? This thing comes up quite a bit in some of the classes that we teach at Collin College and also just when I'm working with clients on digital marketing. So let's do a little bit of background, okay? In August 2006, Google launched Webmaster Tools. I believe it was called Webmaster Central at the time. The idea was to help website owners with any Googlebot crawler issues with their search robot and also to improve their SEO. Okay. Now, in May of 2015, Google decided to retire the name, and the new official name is Google Search Console. And I have included the link in here. By the way, all these links will be in the video in the description below. Okay. I don't know what I did there. Apologize. So anyway, so this is the official website right there. So that should give you a little historical background on the artist formerly known as Google Webmaster Tools, right? Now, not to pick on the 800-pound gorilla, or I think it's probably 900 pounds now, but if I go to Google, you notice this, I'm not actually even logged in. So if I search for Google Webmaster Tools, right? Um, and in fact, when I clicked on this one right here, not this one, I apologize. So let me go back. If I go here to the fourth one, this page actually pulls up, and it even today it says Google Webmasters up here, right? But down here it says Search Console. In fact, when you click on this, it will actually try to log you in. I'm not logged in into this. Is, by the way, I'm using IE or Microsoft's browser, but this is not a bad page. It tells you a little bit of background, okay? But still, it's a bit confusing. And then in fact, over here, I also have a tab. Let me show you this one. This is this is the Search Console channel, right? YouTube channel. But again, if you look at this one, sure enough, it says youtube.com/user/Google Webmaster Help. Okay, so a little bit confusing there. But again, the bottom line is that it's officially called Google Search Console. Okay. But on the web, you can still find out information related to the old term Webmaster Tools, okay? So just FYI there, what's really the plan today, Cash? So today we're going to focus on, can Google Search Console help my SEO? As a matter of fact, it can and it will, right? There's lots of things we can talk about, but as you know, my videos can be long-winded, so I'm going to keep it short. So Google Search Console, short GSC, can help boost your ranking on the search engines in 2021. How can GSC do that? Well, let's take a look. I want to briefly talk about these 4 items, and then I really want to spend a lot of time focusing on the actual tool, right? So the number one thing, you can look at the overview tab in Search Console. This is kind of like a dashboard. It's going to give you a quick information on, what are your top searches? Are there any crawler issues? And something with your mobile phone, maybe for your mobile visitors, right? Number 2, that's the one I feel this is probably the most important one, is the actual performance tab. So this is vital information about the search terms and queries that your target audience is using. Would you not want to know that which terms are you ranking for? And obviously related to that are what pages are ranking, okay? Then we're going to look at this thing called URL inspection, which is a way to find out if, number 1, your website page is in the index. If it's not in the index, number 2, how can I submit that, right? So we'll do that. And finally, we're going to finish up with how to submit a sitemap. So we'll take a look at it. Let me show you these couple of websites. This first one is our website, learningcomputer.com. This is one of our older websites, and then we're also going to look at our client website, which the one we're going to use today is Kids Pediatric Dentistry. They are a kids dentist in Allen, which is not too far from here. So let me switch to the browser, again, I'm going to, let me just show you this website first. Lot of good information. It's got tutorials, videos, blogs. Okay, we talk about Microsoft Office. We talk about programming. We could talk about databases. So this is what it looks like. Okay, you can definitely check it out. I'm actually going to jump into the and the other website, sorry, the other website is this one. This is Kids Pediatric Dentistry, okay? So we will actually, in fact, start with this one. So I'm already logged into Search Console, and again, you can see up here, if you look at the URL, it's search.google.com/Search Console. In order to do that, you have to register your website because Google's not just going to give you information on any old website. Okay, you have to register it, you have to verify ownership. Our client did that, and then our client gave us access. Okay, so that's why I'm able to pull up this information. I'm not going to be able to just randomly pull in this information, right? So when the first thing you log in here, you can certainly, we have a lot of websites here, including our sites, clients' websites. So first thing you do is you obviously search the property. In this case, we are on Kids Pediatric Dentistry right there. And when you click on the Overview tab, which I'm already there, it pulls up a report. Right now, I'm looking at the last 3 months. You can see from September of 26 to almost December, a few more days of COVID year. This is our traffic, and you can kind of slightly see it's actually going up. Okay, and we will dive into that stuff. It also shows you what are your pages. Like, looks like we have the client has almost 245 valid pages, which is great. That's a lot of them are blog posts. Okay, and then down here you can find that right now they don't have any mobility or search box issues. Okay, so this is kind of like the general overview tab. All of these are detailed reports, so we're going to look at that next. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to our website, which is learningcomputer.com, right? And again, if I go back to overview, right, and then I click on open report, okay, and then by default it's pulling up 3 months. Okay, now we are looking at a different website. You can see it's learningcomputer.com. I'm going to change this to last 12 months, so I'm going to look at 1 year data. Okay, so let's kind of go through this. I don't want to spend a lot of time in here, but definitely cover some basics, right? This is a graph. And one thing I will tell you that you can see it's up here on the left, it says HTTP, even though our website is HTTPS. So this is a little bit, how shall I say, outdated data, I guess. But we're just doing a demo just to kind of highlight what this means, right? So in the last year, we have had 155,000 impressions, okay? Out of those, we have gotten 4,000 clicks. So what does that mean? Let me scroll down and look at one of these queries here. So if I pull up this query, let me just test this out. Format menu in PowerPoint. I didn't even know I'm ranking for that, which is kind of cool. So I go to Google, right? I type in this format menu in PowerPoint, okay? When I do that, you can see that not number 1, 2, we're right there, number 3. In fact, when I click on that, it actually takes to our older website. Okay, but this is the page that's simply ranking. One of the many pages that's ranking. Okay, so that's what this means up here. Our average CTR is 3%, so that's not super high. I mean, it's not bad. Our average position on Google looks like 18th, so we're on the second page on average, which is not bad. And it tells you basically, where are you, what does this all mean? And all of these things have a little icon on the bottom. Okay, you can definitely see that. All right, so let me scroll down a little bit here. And like I mentioned, you can look at your queries, you can look at your pages, right? You can even look at countries. There's other information. You can even do one thing in here. So it looks like I'm ranking for PowerPoint. I can come in here and click on these little whatever that is, lines, I guess. You can select query, and then you can type in, let's say I want to search by, oh, I don't know, PowerPoint. Let's try that. So when I do that, in fact, what it does is it pulls up all the queries that I'm ranking for, right? Well, this is good. This is good information to know. And the other thing I want to highlight here is notice this. So out of 567 impressions, right, I'm getting 184 clicks. So that's quite high. In fact, if I do a little bit of math here, my engineering brain does not function that well anymore. But if I take 184 divided by 567, that's 32%, right? So that means my click-through rate, my CTR, is 32%, which is pretty high, okay? And the reason that for that is it's high is that I rank for that, okay? So again, there's lots of queries in here. In fact, looks like I rank for a lot of them. You can look at this stuff here, and then you can even export it. You can it'll give you an option to export it to Google or CSV, things like that. So again, this is a very important tab, and there's other things in here. We didn't mention that, but I wanted to highlight. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. So the other thing I want to mention is this URL inspection. Okay, what does that mean, Cash? Okay, well, let me go back. I'm actually going to go back to Kids Pediatric Dentistry's website, and same thing here. I could have done the same thing here. I could have opened the report here, and this is the other website. Okay, and they're getting a lot of clicks too. But let's go to this URL inspection, right? So it tells you, okay, what are, inspect any URL. So in fact, I have one here. Let me just select this one, okay? This is one of the pages that I know ranks in their index search database, right? So there you go. It says URL is on Google. It can appear in the results. One visit crawled. Now, if it says page is changed, you can request indexing. It also gives you some coverage, any kind of mobility things. Page is mobile friendly, which is good. And then it actually tells you, it's always a good idea to learn more about this stuff. So if you click here, it's actually going to pull up a little bit of information, okay? So just kind of wanted to highlight that as well. And you can do that. I mean, you can come and put in your website, your website or your blog or whatever the case may be. Okay, so that's the other thing I wanted to mention. And then finally, let me talk about the sitemap. So maybe you don't know much about the sitemap, but let me explain this a little bit. Maybe in fact I can show you. If I go to my website here, there's lots of pages, right? We have tutorials, we have videos, we have blogs. If I go to the blog section, you'll notice that we have lots of stuff on SEO, IT, graphic design. These are all essentially pages, right? If I click here on email marketing, it takes you to a page, right? Well, okay, great. Then what does sitemap mean? So let me show you this here. If I come up here and I type in sitemap dot, if I can type here, .xml, right? If I do that, this pulls up basically a listing of our URLs, right? So you notice here, in fact, let me show you one of these here. This is nothing more than a URL which tells us, hey, here's a page on Word 2013, right? Well, how did I get this file? This is actually a file that resides on the root directory on our website. And there's lots of videos on this, by the way, so I don't want to spend a lot of time in here. And the nice thing about this one is we created this sitemap using this wonderful website. So let me show you that in a minute here. Let me just maybe go here, and so this one is actually great. This is how we used the sitemap. Now, one more thing I want to show you is if I go to this is a great article on the Google Search Central blog. And so they talk about, do you need an SEO? Yes. And by the way, if you need an SEO, contact us. We are a digital marketing company in here in Plano. But if I go here, I want to show you something. Um, right here, this part right here, it says no one can guarantee #1 ranking on Google, blah, blah, blah. And then down here, it says you can submit your page by using the add URL page or by submitting a sitemap. You see this right here? So this is very important step, especially if you're a new business, right? You're a new business, new blogger, new website, okay? So what am I going to do here? I'm actually going to grab my, what happened to my, I lost my sitemap somehow. Here it is. I think here it is. So let me do this. So I'm simply going to copy this file right here. Okay, so watch this. And then I go back into Search Console and I go back to, I scroll down here. Okay, and I'm going to, let me expand this, sorry, not the coverage, but the sitemaps. Okay, and here you go. You can notice, in fact, I had a sitemap Earlier I deleted it just for this demo. So here's our website. You're going to put your file in there, okay, just like that. You have to create the file, and you create the file by using the other website. And when you hit submit, right now it's saying submitting sitemap to Google, right? And then it will check it. And if I say, if I look down here, there you go. It says on December 27, submitted the sitemap 377 pages. So that again is going to help you get into the Google index, right? You're trying to rank, right? So people can find you. And so that's essentially the last thing I wanted to cover. I hope you found that useful. If you need help with Google Ads or SEO or social media, connect with us. We are a digital marketing company in Plano, Texas. Uh, our contact information is here, and we are going to be doing a special for SEO audit report in next month. Just email us the information and mention YouTube. Okay. Thank you for watching the video. Have a good day.
I hope you found the video useful. Thank you for watching it. We would love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, connect with us. The best way to do that is through our website. Here it is on the screen. You can also connect. There should be a link up there. Okay. We have a blog that we regularly post topics on digital marketing, also focus on small businesses. In addition, we have obviously our social media, so you can connect with us on Facebook if you like. We are very active on Twitter, Instagram, and then finally YouTube. That's where you're seeing our video. Again, have a good day, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.